You know, it's kind of funny to me how much women and men lie to each other. We lie to each other every fucking day. Multiple times a day. We, men and women, women and men, lie like fuck to each other. I didn't even realize how deep it was until I stopped and thought about it one day. You got like the regular surface level lying. And then you got like a little bit deeper like relationship lying. And then you got all the way deep down at the roots like internal lying. Like you're lying to yourself as you lie to that other person. But women and men lie to each other like fuck. Now, I'm gonna have to ask, I'm gonna have to do some research. I don't know if it's the same for homosexual dudes or homosexual ladies. I don't know if that's the same. But heterosexual men and heterosexual women, we lie like fuck to each other. So let me give you a quick example. Women, this is one way that women lie to men. Women will say a lot of times, tell me what you want. No, for real, tell me what you want and I'll do it, or I'll get it, or I'll be it, or share it with me. Tell me what you want. Let me in and watch the magic that happens. Then you finally let down the wall and tell them what you want, and now you're the bad guy. You like the biggest demon. You're the most perverted, most corrupt, most dishonorable. And it's like, but you told me to tell you what I wanted. You told me that. And then because of how I feel about you, I told you. Against my better judgment, I told you. And now I'm the bad guy. How did honesty, because honesty is supposed to be a big thing, right? In relationships, regular relationships, deep relationships, just person to person, you would expect, you would hope that other person to be honest with you, right? So you ask me, and then the dude tells you honestly, and then it's like, ew. Or it's like, oh my God, you are the worst person ever. Here's a way that dudes lie to women. There's so many ways that men lie to women. But surface level, men lie to women a lot of times by faking interest. And so that might necessitate why then a woman would say, no, tell me for real what you like. Because a dude might be like, oh, yeah, I like that, because you like it. He's trying to go along with you. Or a dude might be like, oh, yeah, I like it because he doesn't want to get canceled. He doesn't want to seem like a Neanderthal out here, but it's not really his thing. Or a dude might say, oh, no, I like it. I'm okay with it because he's trying to bounce things off of you and see how you react. Now, of course, you got some dudes, some alpha dudes or whatever. They just do whatever they do. They don't really give a fuck about how you feel about it. And then you either accept it or you don't. Now, here's the funny thing. Is that some women love that. Whereas some women like a dude that actually is considerate. That actually might take their thoughts and feelings into consideration. But which one is honesty? Which one is honest? So like I said, if a woman asks a dude, example off the top of my head, pick out a sexy outfit for me. Pick out an outfit that you want to see me in. So you're asking for this dude's honest opinion about what he wants to see you in. And then he picks out something that's the nastiest shit he could think of. Whatever, And so a lot of women might be like, oh, pick something else. I'm not going to wear that, or I'm not going to do that. But you just asked him what he wanted. So if he says it and he tells you, and then you make him feel bad about it. Or if he says it and he tells you and then you don't do it, where did that honesty get him? You see what I'm saying? So you can't crucify somebody on the cross of honesty and then not accept their honesty. If your man wants to see you walk around in nothing but a G-string and some Hershey's, Hershey's cup titty covers, then that's what he wants to see you in. Now, obviously, you're your own person. As a woman, you're your own person. If you don't want to wear that, even for your man, don't do it. But don't come to him and be like, blank check. Just give me honesty. It's like, no, because if I give you honesty, you might judge me on it. But I don't get to judge you on it. I don't get to judge you the same way you get to judge me. Now, don't get me wrong. Women get judged. Women, how would I know? I've only heard. I've only seen. But women get judged. But they don't get crucified for their honesty. They get judged, but they don't get crucified for the honesty. If anything, a lot of times women are encouraged to be honest. But then here's where it backfires. And here's the other way that men and women lie to each other. Men, like I said, we're very simple, but within that simplicity, sometimes comes a decent amount of non-truth. Women, a lot of times, think they're telling the truth because they're reporting how they feel. Okay, I'm going to pause there and let you back up so I can say it again. Women, a lot of times, think they're telling the truth because they're reporting how they feel. But how you feel is not necessarily the truth. It's the truth for you. It's not the truth. So a lot of times, women will, here's an example. A woman may give her all to a man. Any way he's coming up short, she's there to back him up. Anytime he's reaching and going for the gold, she's right there cheering him on. She's dotting his I's, crossing his T's, finishing his sentences. She is there for him. She pays attention. That's her dude. She's there. She's committed. And then the moment that they break up, he was the biggest piece of shit ever. The biggest piece of shit ever. Should have never been with him. I should have left a long time ago. Fuck his punk ass. He was a piece of shit. Whatever she wants to throw at him, she's allowed to throw at him because it's the truth of her feelings. Whatever good shit he did in the relationship, whatever ways he made her life better, whatever times he lifted her up, doesn't matter. Because right now, at the end of this relationship, she's either tink, fuck that motherfucker, he gone. He 86th. He out of here. Or, like I say, he broke my heart. He did me wrong. Whatever. But it's a lie in the sense that you were all committed to that man. And then something happened. Could be a lot of things. But something happened and now he's a piece of shit. But he's not a piece of shit starting right now. He's in general a piece of shit, which would then mean you're not all that smart because you were catering to a piece of shit. You were putting sprinkles on a piece of shit. Who does that? So either you obviously saw some value in that man, or you were desperate enough to see some value in that man, or you made a bad choice. Things changed, and so he was good, and now he's not good. But when you go with the absolute, you're lying on that man. You're lying about yourself. You're lying about that relationship because when you were in that relationship, you were completely committed. You were the good guy. You were the antagonist. And then when the relationship is over with, you're still the good guy. So he was the bad guy in the relationship, and you were there to save him or pick him up or whatever. And now when it's over with, he's still the bad guy. Well, maybe he was the bad guy. But then that means part of the truth is where were you at? You must not know how to pick him. Men lie because, we have a double standard. We have women who actually a lot of times care about us, love us, sacrifice their life, sacrifice their bodies, sacrifice their careers, start families because you like that motherfucker over there? It's something about him that you like? Yeah, it's something about you that she likes, that she loves. And we will take that energy, we will take that connection and jeopardize it for the girl over there that's pretty much drunk, got puke in her hair, and she just broke her heel. She looked nice though. Or she kind of giving it up easy tonight. So we lie because we get in certain relationships as if we really know how to be committed physically in that way. You might be committed to someone relationship-wise and emotionally, but it's really hard for men. I can only speak for men because I'm a man. I'm sure it's probably hard for women too, but it's really hard for men to just turn that sexual energy to one person. So now if you're honest and you say, hey, I love you, you're my everything, you're my sun, you're my earth, I would kill for you and I would die for you. I would never put my hands on you. I could never envision myself ever hitting you or hurting you in that type of way. But if you want me to be absolutely honest, no bullshit, no lies, 100% honest, that I will never do anything with someone else, that I will always be faithful, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. So if that's not acceptable, which I'm not saying, that it should be, whatever, but you just asked for my honesty and I gave it to you. And what I'm saying to you is I can't promise you that I'll never do anything with anyone else. But I can promise you that I want to start a life with you. I can promise you that I want to start a family with you. I can promise you that I want to start a home with you. I can promise you that I would kill for you and I would die for you. You might be the last person that I ever see in this body, in this world. That's not real? That's not some real serious shit right there? You're only concerned about if I potentially make out with somebody, if I potentially fuck around. Well, where's the honesty at? So men have to lie. And then think about this. Women really hate it when dudes say this, but this is real shit. I would even say this to my daughters. Men only really lie to women in relationships because we actually do care about you. I know, it sounds stupid, right? It sounds fucked up. It sounds ass backwards. But think about it. If I did not really like you, if I was not concerned about losing you, if I wasn't not just trying to impress you to get you, but to keep you, to grow with you, I would be terrified. I would be worried about losing you. So there would be certain things that I would hide, that I wouldn't be so upfront with, because I would be worried that I would lose you. So of course someone would say, well, if you like this person so much, and you worried about losing them, keep your dick in your pants. Okay, valid point. So now if I tell you, I'd kill for you, I'd die for you, I want to start a life with you, I don't actually want to be in a relationship with nobody else. But I can't promise you that I just want to fuck you. Do you know how many women would lie and say, oh, that's not acceptable? And yet look at most of your relationships. You got fine ass celebrities with money, still had their dudes cheat on them, still have issues in their relationship about who was on their fucking phone, who sent them a message at a certain time, why she talking to you like that, how come I never met her, how come you taking all of these trips, how come you only shower and washing up when you going somewhere. It's rich, good looking celebrities that deal with that bullshit. But if a man was straight up honest and said, I really do fucking love you, there's nobody else that I want to be with. Fuck these other women. I'd fuck them, but fuck these other women. They got to prove themselves to me. You already have. You're a fucking gem. I can't believe I met somebody like you. And that's why I want to be in a relationship with you. It would hurt me to not be in a relationship with you because I know how fucking good of a person you are. What if your man came to you for real like that? But then was like, but if you want for real honesty, I can't promise you I wouldn't ever possibly fuck somebody else. I could do a lot of things to keep myself in check. But what if these girls get up on me? What if they say a little something? What if I'm compromised? Don't act like man can't be seduced. Oh, he seduced me. But a man can't be seduced? Man can be seduced too. It's happened before. So I'm just saying, like, we lie to each other on the surface level. We lie about our appearances. We lie about our occupation sometimes. We lie about how popular we are or the places we go or the things we do. We lie to each other all the fucking time, every day, all day long. But there's some shit that's surface level shit that's like, I can let that slide. I can let that slide. Then there's some shit that's a little bit deeper, that's more relationship shit. And you're like, I don't know if I can let that slide, but it is what it is, right? Like I said, if that dude is like, I would kill for you and I would die for you, but I cannot promise that I wouldn't potentially fuck somebody else. And you got history with this dude. You really do like this dude. Or this woman, flip it around. It's the lady telling the dude that. Like, look, no, homeboy, I really, really do like you. You special, you different, I like you. But, you know, he's just a friend. How do you deal with that? So do you want them to lie to you? What about in sex? When men and women are having sex? Women, there's a significant amount of women that lie or embellish during sex. They act like it's either so good or maybe they're so turned on or whatever. Oh, you're so big. Who knows? But that's, you know, that goes with the territory sometimes. But dudes, you know, we lie as far as like, oh no, you the only one I see. You're the only one I look at. You're the only one I pay attention to. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? You'd fuck her sister. You might have even tried to fuck her sister. So we do a certain amount of surface level lying that you can really kind of brush off. Just call it posturing, embellishing. It can be relatively innocent. Then we do a certain middle ground type lying. That's, like I said, more like relationship. And that might not be so easy to brush off. You might not be able to shake that off. But did you want honesty? What if you with your dude, you with your girl,
yeah, take a right,
and y'all close, y'all really, really close, but then you find out that she really has a fucking thing for Latin dudes, or black dudes, or Arab dudes, or white dudes, or whoever, somebody who's not you. But she with you though. She's with you. She has never showed any hesitation to claim you as her man. But then you come to find out, oh, she got a fucking thing for, you know, Surfer Boy. Or she got a fucking thing for, you know, whatever. Whoever it is that's not you. How do you deal with that? That's honesty, right? Or would you rather have her have lied or not been so, you know, upfront? And then you got a deeper level of lying that men and women do. That's like you're lying to yourself. You're not lying to the general public to look better. You're not lying to this person in this relationship to keep them. You're lying to yourself. And it's those type of lies that hopefully aren't as frequent, but it's those type of lies that can be much more insidious. Because you may not recognize that you're lying to yourself. And when other people in various ways point it out to you, you may not want to accept it. But one way that a lot of times women lie to each other, and I kind of touched on it before, is if every dude that you fuck with, when you break up with him, he's a piece of shit, that might mean that you attract pieces of shit. Now, I'm not saying that means you're a piece of shit. I'm just saying it might mean that you attract pieces of shit. You're the toilet, or you're the toilet paper, or whatever. Same with dudes. If every female that you have fucked with, when y'all done, she was a hoe, she was a bitch, then you don't know how to pick them. You don't know how to pick them. You attract that type of shit. And it's a lot of people that act like they don't want that, but actively go out and look for that. And then when they get it, they talk shit about it, but they're actually kind of attracted to it. So all the way around, they're lying to themselves. All the way around. There's a lot of dudes that want a good-looking woman. Because men we're very visual. Okay, so you want a good-looking woman. You're looking for a good-looking woman, right? You get one she's biting on the bait. She's biting, you got her on the hook. You trying to reel her in, you know what I'm saying? She's showing some interest. You spitting your A game, your B game at least. You trying to get her, right? Now you start fucking with her. And you realize, as good as she looks, there's some things about her that are not, like, you don't really want to fuck with this person. You would really rather not fuck with this person. But because of their looks, you deal with it. Now, the way that men lie to themselves is they think, one, that either because that girl is good looking, that they have to ante up to keep her because look at her. Or the other side, that because they got this good looking girl, that means that there's something special. But you're basing it upon looks. Someone could look good and fuck horrible. Food could smell good and look good and taste horrible. So you're basing the value of yourself, who you fuck with, your opportunities, your possibilities based upon looks. So you're lying to yourself whether you think, oh man, I gotta make more money to keep her. Look at her. You're lying to yourself because you know what? You don't gotta make more money to keep her. Because I guarantee you, there's a broke ass dude that ain't making no money that could get her. But that's another story. Or you're lying to yourself because you say, oh, if I can get her, I can get other ones. I have gotten other ones. Okay, but you're basing it upon looks. What type of women were they? Were they quality women? Did they bring anything to your life other than a fucking boner? You see what I'm saying? And then the way that women often lie to themselves, I guess you could say it's kind of similar, where you base, you start to base your value not just upon how that man treats you, but how you respond to it. So this is what I mean. A woman could say to her dude or to any dude, I love you. And the dude doesn't say it the same way. He shows some hesitation. He uses another word, but he doesn't reciprocate the love that she's showing him. She, a lot of times, will feel a certain way about it. Might even say something. But will notice that difference and ride with it. Now, if she feels bad about it, like he didn't respond to me saying I love you, he didn't give me what I gave him, or even if it's beyond saying I love you, it's just actions in general. I give so much more to him than he gives to me. If she feels bad about that, if she feels like that's unfair and he should reciprocate, she's lying to herself in this sense. he doesn't have to do anything that's not authentic. So if he really, really likes you, but doesn't love you, he doesn't have to tell you he loves you to make you feel better. You're lying to yourself if you think that him all of a sudden reciprocating that is really going to make you feel better. What's really going to make you feel better is not having to ask or wonder whether or not he feels that. So let me give you an example of what I'm saying, a parallel. And it's kind of similar to what I said earlier. If, say you're making out with a dude, you're having sex with a dude, and he wants to do a certain position. And he really wants to do a certain position with you. He really likes that position, and or he wants to do this position with you. And you say, no, that's fine. But you cannot expect him to not then feel like, oh, there's boundaries. So if I make her do this, is she doing it for me or is she doing it for her? A lot of times women want men to be authentic because that's what turns them on. And yet, a lot of times women accept a lot of bullshit, a lot of fakeness. So when you get to a certain point, you're lying to yourself when you don't accept the real shit, but you accept the fake shit knowing it's fake. You're lying to yourself because you need that validation either way, when in reality, you don't. The man doesn't need the validation to keep that good-looking woman or to toss her to the side and go get another one. He doesn't need that validation to come from them. But he lies to himself and says that I have to do this to keep her, or I'm on a certain level so I can discard her. But he's lying to himself because his real true value never came from her. It came from him being himself. And then you attract whoever you attract. Her value doesn't come from whether or not he reciprocates the actions and the words that she says to him. Her value doesn't come from whether or not he kisses her ass and says all the things that she wants him to say. Her value doesn't come from him. Her value comes from whatever it is that truly attracts him to her. So it's kind of like beauty. If somebody walks around flinging their hair and doing everything they can to show how beautiful they are, you know what it does? It makes them less beautiful. But when someone just goes about their everyday life, doing whatever it is that they do, and then someone takes a glance at them and they're like, God damn, I never noticed, but he's fucking good looking. That's the real shit. And so like I said, we lie to each other on a certain level where it's surface level shit that you can really let go. Relationship shit that can be sticky depending upon the relationship. And then deeper level shit where it's like every single relationship you're in may be fucked. And not just a sexual, exclusive relationship. Like even like work relationships might be fucked because you base your value. You lie to yourself and you base your value on what someone else thinks of you, good or bad. And your value never really came from them. Your value came from you being authentically you. And if they respond to that positively or negatively, doesn't really matter. Male or female, it doesn't really matter what the other person does. Your value is in you being authentically you. So that's why sometimes you'll see a really good looking woman with an average ass, if not ugly ass dude. And it's because either she's lying to herself and being in love with how much he kisses her ass, or he's lying to himself in terms of what he's got to do to keep her. When sometimes the real shit is in that there's something just authentically about them that matches. And those are usually healthy relationships because they don't have to lie to each other on that deep level. There still might be some relationship lying, but they don't have to lie to themselves on that deep level because they don't need, like think about what a lie is. A lie is a replacement of the truth. So they don't have to say, in order for me to be happy, I need this person to make me happy. In order for me to be happy, I need this person to notice that I'm not happy. No, they just have to be. And then that person might notice them being happy. And that attracts them to that person. Or that person might notice them not happy. And then that draws that person to that person. But like I say, it's so the surface level shit, we do that all the time. And it's nothing. The relationship shit, we do that a decent amount, but that's, it's more exclusive. It's not as many times because it's within a relationship. But that deep shit, we often don't examine that about ourselves. You're lying not to the public, not to someone else. You're lying to yourself in various ways because ultimately you need to base your happiness upon someone else. Good or bad, but you need to place your happiness upon someone else. Someone else made you happy. Someone else made you not happy. Someone else said you were sexy. Someone else said you were ugly. Someone else left you. Someone else found you. She's good at, she looks good, so I was able to get her. She looks good, so I got to do everything I can to keep her. It's all your value and your happiness is always based upon someone else. And that's a lie, because it's not. So when you're able to be a little bit more honest about yourself, be honest about the fact that you're flawed, be honest about the fact that you're still in a learning process, be honest about the fact that you have scars, be honest about the fact that you have been hurt and you have probably hurt someone. And then when someone looks through all of that and still see something there that's not based upon how you make them feel, it's just based upon how you are, then those are usually good, healthy relationships. So I didn't mean to be so long-winded about this, but it's some deep shit. That's what I'm saying. It's some deep shit. But we, men and women, oh no, we lie like fuck to each other. But, some of the lies are, forgivable, and some of them, they can fuck your whole life up.